You know, I'm all about being raw and real, and I just wanted to share this really because, you know, we're going through like this horrific abuse and everything, and I've been doing everything to heal from so much abuse in my life that was done to me, and then I just perpetuated. And I've always loathed myself, like literally loathed. You know, I've played every character other than myself because I couldn't bear to face what had happened to me. And so I ran away for years, years, and covered it and anesthetized it with drugs, pharmaceuticals, illegal, they're all the same. I anesthetized myself. And you know what? I've written all my life. I've written all my life because that was how I could stay in my silent world and manage to live as a soul that saw the world when I was a child in the garden, and I saw the beauty of nature, and then the horror that I saw was associated with love. And I remember I used to go out in that garden and it nourished me, but I shut myself down for a lot of years. And even though I wrote, I never showed it. I had all these things, poems, stories, everything, so many, and I'd never spoken, and I'd never showed my work because I was worried that people would just think I was mad or just damaged, and actually would see how damaged I was. But I can tell you 100% facing that fear and facing that pain is so much better than running away from it. Because I did it for a very long time, and I wrote a poetry book called The New Evolutions because that's how I dealt with what was happening. It's really hard for me to speak about this because I haven't told anyone, because every time I did tell people, they were like, no, that doesn't happen. So because I hated myself and I doubted myself, I stayed for 3 years, you know, losing 5.5 stone in weight, having lumps in my neck, and just being shut down and sent home and humiliated at the hospitals and all that kind of stuff. So dealing with that, I wrote poems on the wards, when they'd leave me in the corridors, when they'd kick me out after heart attacks in the middle of the night. I wrote because I felt so lost and forgotten, and I knew that these people were the only people that could give me my health, and they didn't want to do it. So what was I going to do? And I laid there having fits, and I just wanted to die. Like, you know, I'd had a heart attack, lung disease, having fits after my father died, who abused me and got me pregnant. And then, you know, at the hands of every system, there's abuse, you know. There was abuse at school. It just went like a thread. How I dealt with the abuse from the hospital and the doctors was right. And that's why I wrote The New Evolutions, because my greatest pain was my greatest awakening, and that is how it always is. Because when I laid there on that bloody brown sofa and scratched, trying to make my daughter hear me with my head in one position for like hours, not being able to move or speak and being trapped in my body, and I just went, I want to live, you know, I'm not going to accept you just putting me to death. I'm going to try, because I know people heal. So I looked, and I decided I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to go back for more. But even after I said that, I still went, because I still had that belief that this is the best thing, this is the best system, this is hell, this is the only way. And then I started looking, and then I started finding sound healing, and then I started finding out about the quantum field and sound, frequency and vibration. And I noticed that I was, you know, saying words and just saying the word love and joy and different things like that when I was laying there in pain in my body, so much pain, not being able to walk, not being able to move, lumps in my neck. I just started being grateful and I started finding my heart and reconnecting. I started opening up to new information and letting go of old beliefs. And that's why I'm still here now, because they left me to die. And I decided that I was that it was worth trying something else. And now I'm opened up to lots of new information, but how I dealt with that was I wrote the New Evolutions because it's a journey through abuse, addiction and awakening, because I was addicted to that system. I was addicted to that abuse. I was addicted to going in and keep going back because I thought it was the only way. I thought it was the only way. And I opened up to quantum flow and I opened up to consciousness techniques, and I'm like, hang on a minute, I always knew about information and I never thought history made sense or any of it made sense. And then knowing about the systems from the outside and then being within and actually seeing how it works and is structured as a business, and just then actively being left to die, and, you know, files lost and different things, and just, you know, when you actually really go, oh my God, this is really happening. It's different knowing something and then experiencing it. And you go down for a bit, and then you either go down or you choose to get up and choose to find another way. And that's what I did. My lumps in my neck are subsiding. I found an amazing treatment called Asaya. Okay, it's cellular cell signaling therapy. I drink it in a bottle. It's over there. It's too far to get. It's helping me stay alive. I just wanted to put that in there because it's good. We live or die at the cellular level. So, you know, we seem to be quite assaulted by so many things in our world with, you know, things from the sky, the soil, GMOs, this, that, the other. You know, it's good to work at a cellular level. Okay, so, listen. Why I wrote New Evolutions, because it helped me. Expression is the only way to ignite our innate humanness. Expression. What rules our world is the stories that we see and that we ingest. And if we don't create our own stories, then we just ingest other people's and we play them out as ours, and we play the narratives that we've been given and the programs that we have inside us generationally, so over and over and over again. So my journey and waking up to being able to deal with my own body connected me to my soul and my spirit, and a deeper connection to see that what we are presented with as fact and truth and reality, well, it is a form of reality, like you can make anything a reality. But if we're saying about something being good for human health or not, then that's not a palatable reality. Because if I can breathe with lung disease, have a heart attack, stop myself with no medication or anything from having 5 to 10 fits and just blacking out and being so traumatized that I would stop and just, you know, I've had all sorts, like, you know, just literally everything. And it's the will and it's the belief. If you lay there and imagine you're going to die, you're probably going to die, because I've done it. I programmed myself for death. We're comforted by our suffering. I was. I reveled in it. We do. We roll around in it. It's normal. Like, we're kind of addicted to, if it's a program, it doesn't matter if it feels good or bad. It's just what's happened, and we are addicted to what's happened and what we understand and what we know. So we keep going back for more. You know, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad for us. It's a program. It's a pattern. We've got to interrupt the pattern. So I wrote the New Evolutions because that's what we need. And that's what we're having, and that's what we're coming into. And it's just a realization of what's good for us and what's not. Just, that's it. That's it. And we're just coming back to knowing what's good for us. And I'm so very grateful that I was able to learn that through. So, you know, just as humans, it's like we're so addicted to the suffering. You don't have to do it like this. You don't have to be completely broken, because we're never still. And we're never able to think and be and breathe, and we're not taught as children to we're not taught as children to basically we're not taught as children to open up and understand our imaginations and our souls and ourselves, and that's where our true power is. And that's why every single thing that we think is true and real and that we've learned is just absolutely manufactured. I mean, like, this is the Truman Show. It truly is. And when you understand and wake up to yourself and see yourself as a soul, and it's truly unbelievable to actually understand how, truly understand how we are energy, and about dimensions and the multiverse, and just to understand who you are is a true gift, and it can only be accessed through quiet and breath. I designed something a while ago. I did some music, and I wrote it ages ago, and it was old music I wrote in America that I hadn't released. And one of the songs called Breakdown, and for some reason I wanted to put everyone in masks in. It was about a year before everything happened, and there's people in suits and a V for Vendetta mask, and I just had to download, and I wrote that song 10 years before, and it's like, break down, tear out, take down the factory, break down, tear out, control the factory, because in the end we'll be brought down to our knees. And I understand why I wrote it now, because it's for these times. So for me, expression is the only way out. Going in is the only way out. Opening up to new information is the only way out. And in my experience, I have reveled in suffering. I've enjoyed suffering. Literally, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think I did, but I must have done. And I've been on both sides and all sides of the system, and I understand. I left school just before I was 13, but it was a decent education. It was a bursary for a private school. But I just watched how things worked, and I just didn't see that it was good for the children. And I understood, when you saw children play and learn in a different way, that was better for them. They were nicer human beings, and that's just actively discouraged. Why have we got so much poisons everywhere? Why this push towards just the synthetic, away from the natural organic world, which has so much more power? All the healing plants, everything, everything we're not allowed to have and see and ingest, because how can a health system be if it stops cures? How can it be about health? And then and in saying that, how can we allow that? How can we allow that? I couldn't allow myself to be abused continuing. I abused myself. I understand abuse. I understand. I have total compassion for it all. I wrote the New Evolutions because I wanted to use the pain I'd felt and put it together and as a go through, because we're all coming out of this. There's going to be just, it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard for people who are still within the old structure of things and thinking that things are ever going to go back to any semblance of what we thought of as normal, because it's just not going to happen. And there's a choice to make, and to literally be quiet and put your hands on your heart and start taking that time to understand, really do the work and understand who we are. I've put people together to help people who will want to step out on that journey, because I've been very lucky and attracted and brought people to me which have helped me. So if anyone is suffering or feeling or trapped or stuck in the system, and they have major health stuff going on or anything like that, and they're scared, they're not happy with what's going on, but they're kind of scared to step out of that, I just encourage you now, jump and the net will appear, jump and the net will appear. and I did, and so many things came into my life. But, you know, check out New Evolutions, because I just remembered I was crying at the beginning of this video, and going back to just not abusing ourselves and loving ourselves a bit. I was just watching back something I did a reading, because I have an audiobook coming out, which is just the audiobook of New Evolutions, and it's got a little bit of commentary, you know, about each poem, and some soundscape on some sea, some different things to add to the ambience, a nice kind of audible experience. And I, you know, when I do work, I never think about it. I do it, you know, I enjoy creating it, and then it's done. It's just birthed. Because Hayley Joanne, lovely, beautiful soul I met a while ago, she did the Consciousness Evolution Summit with me, and she was like, on the day, she was like, "Are you excited?" And I was like, and I just thought, I didn't even think about it. It's just you know, just doing the work, and I just thought, well, it's doing work, and you're talking about joy and pleasure if you're not actually taking pleasure in what you're doing, what you're creating. And so that's why I've started expressing more and understanding that truly helps in moving trauma through and everything. But when I watched myself back after I was reading that, I just literally burst into tears, because I felt like for the first time I actually was proud of myself, and I thought, man, you did all right. You did all right. Finally, you can forgive yourself. You know, finally, you can let go of the abuse. Finally, we can step out of that cocoon, and we choose. And sometimes we go back and we dip our heads in, and we kind of like, and then you go, no, I'm a whole new thing. I'm living in a different vibration. I'm living in a different frequency. I understand about energy and breath. I understand who I am. You know, I'm going to trust nature. I'm going to trust going outside and having my feet on the sand on a beach. That's what I'm going to trust. Breath, life, water, socializing, hugs, smiles, everything that makes us human, you know. Everything that makes us human. Without that, we're nothing. We're just machines, just transhuman machines. You know, even if there's an amazing virtual playground to play in, and if everything else outside looks so miserable and it's so tempting just to go play, but you know, playing in nature's so much better. It really is. So, you know, my advice to anyone who's stuck in abuse or abusive relationship is just jump and the net will appear. Truly. And if you want to be part of growing and connecting and expanding, please join Tribe to Thrive. Please check out my work. I feel good to say that now. Read my poetry, get the audiobook. Half the proceeds, I don't know why I can't say that word, half the proceeds are going to Operation Underground Railroad, which helps sex trafficked children, which is an absolute scourge of our society and desperately needs to be seen everywhere, so we can clear this horrible evil that is on the earth. Hideous. So yeah, the thing is about positivity, applying positivity and false love and light on top of things is not good, and dwelling in shadow is not good. But you have to see it, and you have to feel the pain and feel the fear and let it pass. You don't live in it. You just don't live in it. Because you can't, if you have any density in your body, you can't step into better things. This is my experience. This is my opinion. This is my sharing on my experience from someone who was so disconnected and on drugs for very many years, abused, everything, poster child for being disconnected and damaged. So all my point is, if I can share and tell people my story, that you can turn it around. And even if I leave the earth, right, even if it's my time to go with everything as I've got wrong, I've never felt so good and so at peace, and I got so many things done and had so many ideas and created so many beautiful collaborations with people since I was dying. I'm not dying, I shouldn't have said that, but since, from the perception of, you know, I'm healing, I'm doing the work. and I understand that I am empowered to do that work, and I'm not attached to the outcome as long as I'm leaving this place in a better vibration. That's what I came to do. That's what we came to do. And the work is us. We are our inner technology, and we just didn't bloody know. And we are the most marvelous minds and the most marvelous computers. So let's try them out first before we go, you know, running into thinking the digital way is fan dabby bloody dozy. Because, you know, playing games is fun and stuff, but you can actually create your own film when you understand how to engage your magnetic heart and your electric mind. And if I can do it and have a #1 best-selling book, another one on the way, quote book coming out, stuff coming out, bringing people together, having beautiful time talking to amazing people on my podcast, you know. And, you know, I don't have tons of money. I don't have anything, you know, not physical, but I have my ideas, you see. I have my ideas and my will to live, and that's all you need. And all you need is to decide that you are gonna stand for yourself and for your truth and for the best way of your life. And that's what I decided to do. And I'd like to share the techniques that I've learned through my writing, my music, and now picking up these new things which are keeping me alive, like techniques and products. And oh, the geese are really noisy. Just things that I've learned that are useful, and I can introduce people and refer people to many healers and ooh, many different modalities across all different things. In the Consciousness Evolution Summit, which I'll put a ticket, complimentary ticket here. You know, it's 22 speakers from around the world, and it's got info about crypto in there, conscious techniques, healing, so many different things. So if you're just kind of stepping into, you know, waking up to, stepping into, opening up to just the truths of the world, then, you know, and you just kind of want to dive into some information, just slowly catchy monkey, you know, just don't go mad with it, because, you know, if you get lost in information, that's no good. Because that's mind. You want to be in your heart. Do it slowly. Anyway, just reach out. I have lots of connections and lots of things, connections to awakened parents and different things like that. And also there's so much scope. People are reaching out to me asking about setting up schools and different things, and, you know, setting different things up. So if you are interested, join the Love in Expression group, please. I'll drop the thing there, and that's just to start connection and just feel out souls who are kind of resonating together, are supposed to do things together, who are here before. Yeah, so let's get this going now. If you remember who you are, hey. And there's just so many tools. It's when you know how, it's always easy when you know how, but we always need people to show us. But if the people are supposed to show us don't show us, then we don't see. It's time to two to look, one to see. Now it's time to see here and here. Yes. Okay, listen. Lots of love. If you enjoy this journey and my verbal meanderings, then just, you know, reach out. Don't suffer alone. And if you have a story to tell, and you want to approach conscious publishing, then please do, because everything will get read. Even if we don't publish, everything will get read and it will get critiqued, and you can go on and work with us in the conscious containers, which is going to have levels of going through. So it's not only writing your book and sharing a multi-author experience, it's a conscious container that you can have the option to work with different people in different therapies that understand about shifting and clearing and healing in a whole new way that will blow your socks off. So, you know, don't suffer. There's no need, okay? And just reach out on any of the links that I've put down there. And just remember, because, you know, I used to worry about this and go, I might be bad for natural health talking, because, you know, I'm not BAM. I'm not completely, I mean, I am well, I'm healed. But, you know, there's residual physical manifestations. But the point is, you know, when I've let go of a lot, and there's just a couple of little things to let go of. But if it's my time, then it's my time. I was told there's 3 separate people I was supposed to die when I was 45. I actually think that's symbolic, personally, because I said that to someone because it seemed like, oh, 3 times. And then obviously the health stuff. But the way things are going and the way things are feeling, I think we're all good. I think we're all good. But, you know, I'll be all good if I step out too, because I understand what and who I am now. I'm a soul first, here, experiencing a human experience. So, as long as I'm having fun while I'm here and doing what doing what I'm supposed to do, then that's that, isn't it? So, I don't want people, if I go, you know, to be, well, you know, that natural stuff really doesn't work, does it? Because, you know, healing is not always about staying here, because this is a long journey and this is just one pit stop on the way, you know. There are contracts. If you need to go, you can go, and I do believe you can override that, have the will. But there's so many mysteries that we're just not exposed to. So, much love. I shared so much there. Hopefully it resonates with someone that needs to hear it, because I stopped myself speaking such a long time, and this wants to come out, so I'm just going to allow it to come out. If it can help anyone, great. You know, my ego needs to be put, whether I look, whatever. I don't care anymore. I just want to do what's in my heart, and that's what I'm going to do. And I can highly recommend it, because I tell you what, it's really nice feeling peaceful and love. It's nice. It's nice. And the more peaceful you feel and the more loving you feel, the more you can create. And the more you're connected to God, to Mother Earth, the energies of the earth, hold them in your heart, the more you can create. There is no separation. So, if you know you're called for these times, then be called for these times now. And if you want to get in contact, there's loads of different things, and everyone's called to do different things, aren't they? Some people put art out, some people do, like, you know, deep energy work, some people kind of gather schools together, some people are working kind of, well, we've got the financial, we got the, you know, the new scientists and new biologists, and conscious publishing is also open for, you know, taking science papers, youth adult fiction, non-fiction, fiction, science papers, as I said. So my aim is to put conscious publishing in every single country in the world, because if you understand about energy, you can call in people that you're aligned with, that understand what it's all about. Okay, so if you resonate with this message, please get in contact. Don't suffer alone. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself for your journey, for who you are now, because everything was coming to this point. I don't like having my hair done. I'm not doing it again. It's very annoying. Very annoying. I might cut it again. Right, listen. So much love. Maybe a bit scatty, and I may be, it doesn't matter, but my heart is aligned, and you know, I've got lots of ideas. So if you have ideas and you want to do collaborations and stuff, then loving, thought, action, flow. Okay, lots of love. Look at the links. Like, comment, and subscribe.